Okay, so here's our balance. Here is our heterogeneous mixture. We're going to separate this heterogeneous mixture. As you can look at it closely, it has a mixture of salt, sodium chloride, sand, and iron. And you can see the little variation, the stripes in it here. You can see those there, so you know it's a heterogeneous mixture. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take 20 grams of it. So I'm going to put my weigh boat on top of the balance. I'm going to hit tare. I'm going to get about 20 grams, so I'm just going to pour out until I get close to 20 grams. And, oh, there we go. So I'm at 21.46. Alright, so there's my salt, sand, and iron mixture. Let's zoom in a little bit there. And what we need to do now is we need to separate the iron out first. The first thing we're going to do is separate the iron out. So, grab myself another weigh boat here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these magnets here. I'll put these magnets underneath here, and as you notice, immediately you'll see it changes, all right? And so you can tell that there's iron in here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the weigh boat and put the magnet on the inside of this, and I'm just going to try to attract all of the iron filings. All right, and then they'll be, there they are, right there on the bottom of this weigh boat. So I'm going to grab yet another weigh boat. Drop those iron filings in there. And you can see iron filings is a mixture. There's a little bit of sand in there still. We'll separate that out. But we're just doing the first separation here, so we're going to do this. Again, a pile of iron filings and some sand in there, so we'll have to get that sand out again. So we're going to keep going here. All right, so there's our salt and sand, and that's our iron. So we're going to put this back on the balance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on a weigh boat here, tare that weigh boat. And we have a mass of 2.96. Okay, so here is the salt and sand. Here's the beaker. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the beaker. I'm now going to take about 20 ml of distilled water. We'll put the distilled water into the beaker. And I'm just going to swirl it around and stir it around. And the idea here is we have a salt and sand mixture, and what should happen is, well, the salt should dissolve into the water, and as the salt is dissolving into the water, we're separating it from the sand. So then we will have, in the beaker, we will have a saltwater mixture and we will have sand. And so the next process is to filter those out. Okay, so this is a filtration setup, and what we have here is a glass funnel, and that glass funnel is going into a beaker here. You always want to have the lip of the tip of the funnel just below the end of the beaker. For the funnel, you're also going to need some filter paper. The filter paper, what you're going to do is you're going to set your filter paper in there. Filter paper in there. So you first fold it in half. Fold it in half. And we're going to fold it in half again. If you were doing this in class, you'd be putting your initials on it prior to this because you'd have to be able to identify it later. So now you have a wedge, and if you look here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper. What you're going to do is you're going to go between the first and second one there, so it now forms a little cone, and this is going to be your filtering cone. So you set it into your funnel, give it a little squirt of water, and all that does is just holds it in place. We're now going to take our water, our salt water mixture. Okay, we've been swirling this, mixing this up, and what we're going to do now is we're going to pour this quickly into the filter. And what should happen is all of the sand will stay inside the filter while all of the salt water goes through. So I'm now just going to take this, just going to rinse it, rinse out the beaker, ensuring that I don't overflow. And we're now just going to let this, there's our original beaker that is salt and sand, salt water and sand. And we're now just going to let it sit here and drain. Okay, there's our sand in the filter. Here's my oh, it's got a little liquid there if I shake it. And it's going to touch the side of the funnel against the glass. Another trick you can also do is you can kind of pull this up. Pull this up and away from the edge. And what it'll do is it'll allow the liquid to flow down inside there. And as you can tell, see it's kind of draining down through the barrel. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my balance back here. Turn it so you can see it. All right, so I'm going to play my whey boat on top of there. Tear. Now I'm going to take my sand and filter paper, put that in there, and 21.72. That's the mass of the filter paper and the sand. So this is our evaporating dish. This is our watch glass. We'll find the mass of both of those together empty. So here's our clean, dry evaporating dish. We're going to pour our solution, our saltwater solution, into the evaporating dish. I'm going to give it one quick rinse. Very quick rinse. Just don't want to add too much more water. I'll make sure that I get all of that. Maybe I'll do 2 rinses. Two quick rinses. Set that aside. And I'll put my watch glass on so it's curved side down. Curved side down. Right. Make sure it's level. Bunsen burners right here. I'll light this. Adjust it to a blue flame. Set that underneath there. I'm now going to start to let it evaporate. My goal is here to drive off all the water.